Hello, hello, hello. What's going on tonight, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's going on, 11 Brewski? What a punt. Psychologist. Welcome, everyone. Hello, hello, Music, Heracross, A10 Mage, Eli. Howl Pon 0831. Thank you for the subscription and welcome to the Fishbowl. And the Mexinerd as well. You subbed before the stream actually started, so welcome you to the Fishbowl as well, the Mexinerd. Good evening, everyone. Yes, we have a new sub pop up. We got tons of new stuff. We've been working on things since we got partnered. So as you can see, we get the sweet little scoops thing. Aiden13, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. So we get the sweet little... Oh, where is the chat? That's a good question. Oh, there we go. Chat's a-coming. Hang on a second. Where is everyone? So, yeah, the chat is up now. Sorry about that. If it's minimized for some reason, the window, it won't show up. Yes. We'll adjust the window once we start playing. We need the chat to be able to adjust it. So, yeah, so we got the new scoops thing for subscribers, so that's new. We got the new subscriber overlay thing for when people subscribe, so that's new. We also have our first emotes, which is super sweet. So we have Scoops Punt, and then we have Scoops F6, and Scoops RIP. So we have some emotes. Those are the first ones. There will be more coming. We're still working on more of them. I think we're going to be able to have 8 of them pretty much immediately. So there'll definitely be more coming along the way, down the road shortly. So it's pretty sweet to see all that stuff coming together. And of course, we have Commander spoilers, which is really sweet. Super excited to see the new Commander cards. So if you want to see them on the site, we got a link to the Commander spoilers. Also, of course, since we're doing announcements, MTG Goldfish Replay is where you can find all the old streams, including tonight's stream in the future. Yeah, Commander 2016 is looking super awesome. It has some really cool cards. I really like Partner. It's a really cool mechanic. It's a good way to make it so... you can make 4-color commanders, but also be relevant in 2- and 3-color decks. So I really like that solution to the 4-color problem. Plus, they made actual 4-color commanders, which is good as well. And of course... don't forget the merch. We have a new playmat, which was just added, kind of in celebration of Halloween. It comes from playing Pauper, actually. The Fishy Secrets, which is sort of our Delvery playmat. So you can find that on the merch link. And of course, got to give a shout out to our sweet sponsor, Wizardry Foundry. Admiral Avenger, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. So Wizardry Foundry makes some sweet play mats, so make sure to check them out. If you use the code MTGGoldfish3, you can get 10% off the purchase of your Grimoire Immortal or other deck box. So, yeah, we're still trying to figure out the rest of the emotes. We have one that we're working on. So, gonna put that one in the chat actually. So, let me put the link in here. So, we have this image of Freaky Q. Welcome to the Fishbowl and thank you for your subscription. So, the image is the dice rolling. We use it for against the odds. So we're trying to figure out, though, what the better command for that is. So is it better to use the dice rolling for one time, skill, or luck? So we have a few different options. So I think we're going to do a straw poll to get some ideas on which is better. So I don't know if it's luck, skill, or one time. Those are the options that we've had so far. So there's a straw poll in the chat. So if you want to vote, we're trying to figure out which one is best for that. Anyway, this deck, so this is the 4-color Superfriends deck that was from our Instant Deck Tech a week or two ago. Yeah, a Scumble 2 Temptation emote is a good idea. Awesome, dude. We still have a few more to go. Like I said, I think we have 3 right now, and then I think we'll be able to have 8 total. We should have enough subs to have 8 for sure. So we still have like 5 to go. There's another 2 or 3 that are kind of in the works, like the one with the dice that we're trying to figure out what command to use. But so there's 2 or 3 more, and then there's still some flex slots that'll be used for something. Yeah, I saw the Seductive Goat token emote, the Squid Labs. I really like that one, but I don't know where you, what do you use that for? What would have to be happening for you to use a Seductive Goat emote? Feel like the deck would be better if it was just 5-color. Yeah, the Turbo 5 deck was really sweet. It's been a while since we've had a $4 uncommon, but it's also been a while since we've had a card that was played in literally every deck. Not every deck, but a huge percentage of decks are playing Ether Hub, like our 4-color Super Friends deck. So, Squid Labs, I don't think it's impossible that we'd go with the Seductive Goat, because I really like it, but we're still trying to figure out what the command would be and what it would be used for. So anyway, this deck, pretty much we're looking to play some Planeswalkers. We have a ton of Planeswalkers. We have some Nissas and Lilianas on 3, Nahiris, Chandras, Gideons, and then Sorin up on the top end. Other than that, we're looking to fix our mana with Oath of Nissas, Attune with Ethers, and Servant of Conduit. Kill our opponent's stuff with Oath of Chandra. Can also kill our opponent if we just keep playing Planeswalkers. Deadlock Trap is one of my most favorite sleeper cards in Standard. The card is so good. Deals with creatures, deals with Planeswalkers. Just very flexible and very, very powerful card. And then Harness Lightning as another removal spell, and Fumigates as our Wrath. As far as ultimating our Nahiri, we can get Green Warden of Murasa, which will immediately get back our Nahiri. So, kind of a good combo, I guess. We don't have any huge finisher, like an Emrakul or an Ulamog. So nothing like that with Nahiri. Instead, just the Green Warden. And then in the sideboard, we have more removal in Stasis Snare, Fragmentize, Radiant Flames. Linvala for aggressive matchups. Also another good target for Nahiri Ultimate. Gains us some life, bounces back to our hand, gains us more life the next turn. Some more Planeswalkers, Liliana, a Big Nissa, and another Sorin, and then 4 Tireless Trackers. 4 grindier matchups. Panda Express, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. So, deploy the Gatewatch, we simply don't have enough Planeswalkers. We're very Planeswalker heavy. Let's see, we have 1 plus 7 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 Planeswalkers, But for deploy to really be good, we need like... What's up, Wedge? Welcome, everyone. The Mana Source, Wedge in the person, in the flesh. Oh, how's it going, Wedge? Oh, man. I still gotta talk to you sometime, Wedge. Did you come here to yell at me for not talking to you? You figured if you caught me on stream? So anyway, this is the deck we're playing tonight. Yeah, so basically, the problem with Deploy the Gatewatch is we don't have enough Planeswalkers. To reliably hit with Deploy the Gatewatch, we need like 19-ish, even more than that ideally. Like 21 is perfect, 19 is kind of like the minimum. So we have 12, so we would be whiffing way too often. So that's kind of the problem with Deploy. But anyway, we're going to take this through a league and see. I actually think this deck could be good right now because I've been recording like Against the Odds and Budget Magic and all that stuff, and there's a million control decks. Everyone in the world is playing control decks on Magic Online right now. So I expect we'll run into a lot of control decks, and I expect that this deck will be very good against control decks. So let's jump into a league. Greg, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you so much for your subscription. Thank you, everyone. Oh, Richard, supporting the Goldfish stream. Oh, well, MTG Goldfish Richard, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Oh, all right, let's see how this goes. Some people are playing the Flash deck. It just seems like I've run into a lot of control decks lately. Oh no, Xeranus, something like that. I don't even want to know how many names I butcher when I'm shouting out subscribers. It has got to be a lot. But welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Oh man, I was gonna make Wedge a mod, but I apparently don't remember how to do it. Ignore me, chat, and all those misguided attempts to. I told you I was. Blackjack, welcome to the Fishbowl, and hey Ashley He, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you both for your subscription. I was in the Pro Tour chat or the GP chat, and like every content producer was a moderator in the chat except for me. And someone asked why I wasn't a moderator and said that I should be made a moderator, and I said that you didn't want that because I don't even know how to moderate my own stream, and there is a very good example of it right there. I don't even know how to make someone a mod. With or without, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for the subscription. Oh, thank you. Oh, the witty, thank you. I'm glad that that the chat knows more about running a stream than I do. Alright, so how do can we keep this? Probably not. We have no red mana, no Oath of Nissa. I think we're just gonna mulligan this. Ay. Mono Ether Hub.hand. Nissa. I think Nissa to the bottom. We need to draw lands. Zach Arrow, thank you for your subscription, and welcome to the Fishbowl. Would love to have you on the podcast once things get up and going. MTG or Bearded Brews? That sounds like the kind of podcast that I would like to be involved in. Oh no, we're up against a legit player here in round one. Ray Future Pro is actually a current pro. What is it? Is it Ray Prez? Something like that? Yeah. So we're probably gonna get wasted here get wrecked by this, black-green Delirium deck with a very good player. Twisted Nails! Welcome to the Fishbowl! And thank you for the subscription. Yeah, I think this hand is okay. The problem is we don't have much energy, and even though we have Oath of Nissa, this says you can use mana of... You can spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast Planeswalkers. I don't think that includes colorless mana, because colorless mana isn't technically a color, so I kind of think we're going to get in trouble. Willem Scream, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. When am I going to stop playing music in the background? Should I stop playing music in the background, Pumped Up Monk? Ooh, Game Trail's actually reasonable. So let's just Ether Hub, pass the turn. We lost our one Planeswalker. Oath works with colorless? Oh, well, good to know, chat. Thank you. I didn't realize that. For some reason, I thought we needed colored mana. Oh, God. So, Game Trail, reveal Canopy Vista. I like Deadlock Trap, but I would rather have one or two of these Deadlock Traps be Planeswalkers that do things. Yes, we have emotes if you missed it earlier. Scoops Punt, Scoops Rip, and Scoops F6 are our current emotes. That's true. If I stop the music, we will never get to the monkey song. I try to keep it quiet anyway. It's just to have in the background in case I stop talking non-stop at some point. Which doesn't usually happen, but it could someday. Alright, more Deadlock Traps. Pass turn. Deadlock Traps are a sneaky way to protect our Planeswalkers. I like that synergy. So our opponent beating down with the Sylvan Advocates. Vessel of Nascency. Ooh, Nissa, eh? I think Nissa's a better first Planeswalker than Nahiri here. Because Nissa makes chump blockers, which is good. And we can kind of keep... So we can... Our opponent's going to play a land, most likely. These will become 4/4s. But then we can chump a Sylvan Advocate and also tap a Sylvan Advocate, so we're not going to be taking damage. Tracy King, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for the subscription. Yeah, so if you want to do an emo, if you're not familiar with that, because I was not familiar with it, Tupo212, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for the subscription. I appreciate all the subs. You all are super awesome. Nahiri can't exile a Sylvan Advocate because they never actually tap. Our opponent gets a land or a vessel off of their vessel. So many subs tonight. Super sweet. Oh no, the huge string of numbers. 595902413. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Alright, gonna deadweight our token. Sure. That means we're gonna have to use a double Deadlock Trap to keep Nissa alive. Tap 1. Tap 2. We can kind of combo with... Nahiri now, which is sweet. That's a good synergy. Deadlock Trap, tap the Sylvan Advocate, and then use... Nahiri to exile. It is disappointing that Hissing Quagmire is a 6/6 to kill our Nissa. Did our opponent get... Oh, an Ishkana? Alright, so let's play Nahiri. Exile Sylvan Advocate. Pass the turn. Ishkana's a little scary. It does have Delirium. We really need to find a Wrath. A Wrath is what we really need. Favorite species of bean? I'm not really a big bean fan. I don't like beans in general. So, none? I guess green, maybe? Definitely not Pinto. Pinto's at the bottom of my bean list. Thoughts on Caleb taking the SCG Open on Bant Spirits? That deck is sweet. The one time we played it on stream, we 5-0'd with it, so I think that deck is actually pretty good. So I'm not really surprised. Let's discard our Green Warden here. We kind of need to hit lands. Cinderglade comes into play tapped. If we play Gideon, we make a chump blocker. We tap, block. Our opponent's still going to kill something. Oh, Jelly Bean. Good call. So let's... we can also just Deadlock Trap, but that doesn't seem that great. Yes, we're partnered now. It happened. Because Torch of Defiance is new, so we got to try the new Planeswalker. All right. I think we're gonna lose a Planeswalker here, which is pretty bad, but I guess we still do it. I kind of wish we had Big Chandra. Big Chandra would be nice because it's a way to wipe away the opponent's board. What's my favorite superhero? That's a good question. I mean, I think Torch of Defiance is fine. So let's tap Sylvan Advocate. We're using all of our energy here, unfortunately. We have a Big Nissa in the sideboard. We're partnered with Twitch now, so we get the emotes and all that kind of fun stuff. Here comes Hissing Quagmire. Opponent, what do they want to kill, Nahiri or Gideon? Actually, I guess we can chump and keep it alive. I don't know if that's good enough. It probably is worth it. Everything at Nahiri. Yeah, I mean, let's chump. Sooner or later, we can draw into a Wrath, and Nahiri keeps us looting, so I think that's probably worth it. Opponent grapples. Can get another Ishkana, I guess? Hey, thank you, Mega. Yeah, it's super exciting. We've been trying to get partnered for a long time, so it was cool to see it finally come through. Discard a card. Alright, so let's discard Evolving Wilds here. Evolving Wilds. Attune with Ether, so we can attune with Ether to get some energy. Also get a basic land. Our mana is pretty fine. I guess we just grab a mountain. Play the mountain. Play another Deadlock Trap. We're pretty much just trying to... Yes, we finally got partnered. Ether Air, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Favorite MTGO token? That's an easy one. It's the Surf token. The Surf token is from like Time Spiral, I believe. It's got to be the greatest token ever created, I'm pretty sure. So that's a easy question to answer. Geez, the voting is super close. If you haven't voted in the emote poll, Luck is winning by a little bit, but it's super close so far. We couldn't well, let's see. Let's make a 2/2. I don't know if we want to waste all of our energy to kill Sylvan Advocate. We'll see what our opponent does. We might. Opponent cracks Evolving Wilds. We're pretty much trying to play towards a Wrath. Also hoping our opponent doesn't find Emrakul would be bad. Opponent goes to combat. So let's tap Sylvan Advocate. Tap Ishkana. Down to 2 energy. Opponent fires up Hissing Quagmire. Going after Gideon now. Gideon. Ooh, and our opponent has Grasp. Oh, this is so bad. Catado. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. What's up, Stitches? How goes it tonight? If we kill the Quagmire, we keep our Gideon alive, but we lose Nahiri, and Nahiri is how we can find a Wrath. Harness our own token sounds like a very bad plan. Oh, God. We can kill a token to keep Nahiri alive and try to Wrath, and that leaves us with more energy. I think I'm going to do that. I think we want Nahiri over Gideon here, honestly. I think the loot is pretty important, because we really need to find a Wrath. So let's loot with Nahiri. Draw a land. Pass the turn. Aye! Opponent goes to combat. Can we keep... I mean, I guess we can spend all of our energy to keep Nahiri alive another turn. Tap Sylvan Advocate. Tap Ishkana. If our opponent activates Hissing Quagmire, we also tap that. Alright. Does not activate. They also don't have Emrakul mana yet. Kalitas. Come on, Fumigate. Oath of Nissa doesn't find Fumigate. Well, let's loot. Discard Game Trail. Draw a forest. Play Oath of Nissa. Probably put 3 Fumigates to the bottom. Do we find anything? We find a Nissa. Put 2 lands to the bottom. Okay. Play a Nissa. Make a plant. Pass the turn. Oh, we're going to lose all our Planeswalkers. We have double white thanks to Ether Hub. Opponent grapples. Gets a Tireless Tracker by the looks. Oh, yeah, the fog games are really fun. What's the most complicated card I know of that could fit on against the odds? Have I ever thought about making a hypergeometric calculator for the site? That would be interesting. That's more of a question for Richard. Yeah, we're losing our Planeswalkers anyway, so there's not really much of a reason to spend our energy here. We're just... I mean, we gotta draw a Fumigate. That's pretty much where we're at. In our opponent's graveyard, Ishkana's removal spells lands, essentially. Damnation 75! Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Alright, more lands. That does it. Yikes. Well, that wasn't too good. Well, I think in this matchup, we just want to go even... We want to just outvalue our opponent. We want even more Planeswalkers. Probably want Tireless Trackers, because our opponent will probably go down removal. Would it be possible to bring back a Seasons Past deck? Yes. Yeah, our opponent had lethal on board. So that wasn't an early scoop. We were pretty dead there. Thank you, Stitches. Why is the new follower message so big? Maybe I will have to make it smaller. Maybe it is... Maybe it's too large. I don't think I can change it in the middle of the stream, though. But we do want people to get a shout out when they follow. So, I mean, I think it's good that people can see it, but maybe it's too big. So what are we taking out? Yeah, Oath of Gideon is not that great. Oh, the follower message? The follower message isn't that big. I thought we were talking about the sub message. The sub message is pretty big. Yeah, Moto Fail is on our list of emotes for the future. We just haven't really figured out how to do the artwork for that one. Is there any way to put the emote over the chat? Right now it's over the opponent's board. Possibly. It's definitely something we can work with and change. I don't know if it probably won't be able to happen this stream, but it's definitely something that we can work with and change for the future. Alright, so we need to cut some things. We want more Planeswalkers, I think. I think that's our best way of winning in this matchup, is out-Planeswalker our opponent. Also, Tireless Tracker is nice for value. Maybe go down another Deadlock Trap. Liliana... yeah, maybe we... Alright. Maybe Liliana isn't good enough. Maybe something like this. Alright, we get to play first. Okay, we'll try this. Not insane, but we have a turn 2 mana dork into Tireless Tracker, potentially. Hopefully we draw land to get a clue token, and that could start things rolling. Yeah, we already have a dead goldfish, though. What's up, Paranormal? Welcome. So, Ether Hub, get some energy. Servant of the Conduit, get some more energy. Hopefully we draw land. If we get stuck on our lands here, we're going to be in trouble. Sylvan Advocate for our opponent. Come on, land. Well, let's just play another Servant. Pass the turn. Land there would have been nice. Opponent gets in for 2. We'll take it. Dance Chili! Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Scoop Scoops. I like that idea. Could do something with that. Scoops in a boat for mana flooding. That's another good one. The challenging part is the emotes are so small that it's hard to get them to look like what you want them to look like in such a small area. Opponent takes one of our Gideons, plays a tap land, and passes. Oh, goodness. Well, I mean, we got to get a Gideon down. This isn't good, but what else can we really do? Play a Gideon, make a 2/2. Oh, lands. The want of lands. We got 25 lands in our deck, too. And a bunch of... Oath of Nissas to find lands, and a Tune with Ether to find lands. Opponent has Tireless Tracker, and a land to make the clue. So they're winning that battle. There's a land. Oh, that's good. So we get to... Oy. This is still awkward. 1, 2, 3, Tireless Tracker. Play the land. Get a clue. Make a 2/2. I want to just kill this Tireless Tracker. I think we have to. It just generates so much value over the long game. So get rid of Tireless Tracker. Pass the turn. Feels like we're doing okay. We're kind of okay. Scoops is the goldfish that is in all of our logos. Vessel of Nascency for our opponent. Our opponent might be stuck on lands. They might have to crack this vessel. Never mind. Alright. Opponent gets in with Sylvan Advocate. We're just going to keep the chumping plan alive. We're actually not that far away from playing a Sorin, which would be pretty big game. But cracks a vessel. Reveals... Ooh, Tooth Collector. That's some sideboard spice. and a bunch of lands. Yeah, playing some 4-color Super Friends tonight. Still in our very first game, or first match. Game 2 of our first match. Traverse the Uvenwald. Probably for Ishkana would be my guess. Ooh, Noxious Gearhulk. Okay, that's good too. And Traverse the Uvenwald. Hey, for Ishkana. Well, our opponent's got them all. Ooh, that's a land, though. So 1, 2, 3. Tireless Tracker. Fortified Village. No reveal. Double clue tokens. And I think we're going to get in with this Tireless Tracker. If our opponent wants to trade with Sylvan Advocate, I think that's fine here. It seems like Magic is trying to get rid of MTGO Redemption, but if they cut the tie and online becomes much cheaper, will that hurt the paper product? I think that getting rid of Redemption would make paper prices more expensive, if anything. So let's make a token, pass the turn. See if our opponent goes Noxious Gearhulk for our Tireless Tracker. Opponent does. So this is actually pretty fine, because this means we get to untap and just soar in the Noxious Gearhulk. And then we're in, I feel like we're in very good shape. We're not going to pay all of our energy to sack the clue. That seems like a risky plan. So, play the mountain. Play Sorin. Soaring away the Noxious Gearhulk. And then I think we're just going to fire up Gideon here and get in for... 1, 2. Now let's just get in for 5. I really don't want to lose Sorin here to removal spell plus Hissing Quagmire. That seems really bad for us. Every deck could use more Panharmonicon. I feel like we're winning. I mean, until we get Emrakul and everything gets ruined. Our opponent's going to play Ishkana, which is good, but we get to keep ticking up... We get to keep ticking up Sorin. Get into Nahiri. Play Nahiri. Loot away the plains. Make a 2/2. And I guess we just pass for now. We're running out of energy to use our Servant of the Conduit. Opponent cracks their clue, main phase. What do I think about Colossus decks? I think they're pretty spicy, but I don't know how good they are. Redemption, if you have one of each card in a recent set, they remove them from your account and send you a set of each card. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly it. You have to pay a fee, but yeah, that's how it works. Opponent passes. Let's spend our last energy here to crack a clue. We get a mountain. So, loot with Nahiri, discard a forest. Tick up Sorin. Get a game trail. Play Tireless Tracker. Game trail, reveal our mountain. Get a clue. Play Nissa. Make a plant. Make an ally. Pass the turn. Well, the Super Friends have been assembled. It feels like we're with 4 Planeswalkers. We're in pretty good shape. How did we pick the name Scoops? We had a in-depth meeting for hours. We got together. Tried to figure out the perfect name for the goldfish. Actually, it was a lot simpler than that. I was like, hey, what do you think about Scoops? I was like, hey, that's actually a sweet name. So that is something more like that is how I remember it. Opponent's going to do some attacking. Everything at Nahiri. So let's block. Block. No, I don't like that. Let's just chump everything. I think chumping everything is fine here. We have so many Planeswalkers, we just don't want to lose them. Our opponent's worried about us ultimating for Emrakul. Joke's on our opponent. We don't have an Emrakul. BZ963, welcome to the Fishbowl. And thank you for your subscription. Opponent passes. Well, tick up Sorin. Play Oath of Nissa. Get a basic. Do we even have... I don't even... I think I might have sideboarded out Green Warden. Let's crack a clue. Get a counter on our Tireless Tracker. Another Gideon. Get rid of Ishkana. Play Cinderglade, get a clue. Let's Emblem Gideon. Play another Gideon. This way we're not gonna lose our plant tokens to Liliana, which is nice. So they are actually good chump blockers now. So make a plant token. Make an ally token. Pass the turn. We're also gonna have to play kind of quickly because we've been going slow. I think we have 4 Wraths, or 3 Wraths rather. Murders our Tireless Tracker. Emrakul is still a blowout. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana towards an Emrakul. Yeah, this board is super silly. Hey, what's up, Over the Monkey? How goes it tonight? Yes, we're gonna have to use the F6 button. So 4 Planeswalkers is pretty good. What are we missing? Chandra? We took out our Lilianas, so those aren't an option. We pretty much just want to chump and keep our stuff alive. Sooner or later, we're going to hit stuff off Sorin or Nahiri. Most likely a Wrath, I guess, is the best one. We also have 3 clue tokens we can crack. Oscar Minolov, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. It's pretty sweet to have our own emotes. The list does not update after sideboarding. That's just the main deck list. So while we're pretty pretty advanced with the overlay, we're not advanced enough where we actually update the cards in real time. That would be sweet, but I think it would be really hard to do on stream with how it's set up now. So not updated for sideboarding. Opponent attacks with both. So we're just going to chump with our tokens, which we make more of the following turn. Opponent ticks down Liliana. Does not hit an Emrakul, which is good. Can get back Tireless Tracker, Noxious Gearhulk, Sylvan Advocate. Yes, I'm good at butchering usernames and other names, like Magic card names. Yeah, we have a Liliana in the main deck and a Liliana in the sideboard, but we took the Liliana out during sideboarding. Opponent cracks a vessel, gets a big Nissa. We're gonna have a Planeswalker battle on both sides of the table. This deck does not play quick games apparently. Colorless Eldrazi official challenge. No colored spells or lands. Only waste, devoid spells. If and only if they have no colors, but colorless. Oh, that sounds like a sweet challenge. We have a Green Warden of Marasa. There it is. Okay. So now I feel... Oh, we need an energy. Alright, so let's... We need an energy or white mana. So let's tick up our Nahiri. Discard this forest. Play Oath of Nissa. Keep Oath of Nissa. We just need a Plains. Alright, Canopy Vista does it. So get Canopy Vista. Sweet. Alright, we found it. We found it. Play Canopy Vista. Fumigate away the board. Make a plant token. Make a Gideon token. Tick up Sorin. And pass the turn. I think we're doing pretty good. We didn't have any energy, Richard. We're completely energyless. That's why we couldn't use Ether Hub to cast our Fumigate, and we needed to find white mana. So they couldn't actually make mana for us, unfortunately. Opponent takes up Lily. Is this Emrakul time? Transgress, gonna take our Nahiri. Just trying to defend our Planeswalkers. Taking out the Liliana would mean... Oh, our opponent does have an Emrakul, the Promised End. That's pretty bad with a Sorin on the table. So, probably going to get a little bit blown out here. Yep. The old Nahiri with no ultimate. Opponent gets to look at our deck. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. No, not really. I wasn't really considering killing Lily. Lily just doesn't do anything that scary. I mean, our opponent could have gotten back a random thing, like a Sylvan Advocate, I guess, a Tireless Tracker. There wasn't an Emrakul in the graveyard, so there just wasn't anything that scary for our opponent to do with the Liliana, which is why I wasn't super concerned about it. Well, there goes our Planeswalkers. There goes our token. We do have 2 Gideon emblems. And a bunch of clues to crack. But our board is pretty much gone. I don't know how our opponent being at 2 really would be much different in this scenario. We draw Harness Lightning, so let's crack a clue. Deadlock Trap is reasonable. So let's play Deadlock Trap. Play a Mountain. Pass the turn. Yeah, Mindslaver is pretty good against Planeswalkers. Yeah, Emrakul is absurd. I was super big on Emrakul being good from the very start. Oh, goodness. Our opponent is running pretty solidly. Gets an Ishkana. Plays Ishkana. Takes up Lily. Well, let's crack a clue. We could use another Fumigate, like that, for example. And a land. Let's Oath of Nissa, see what we find. Just a land, unfortunately. Take Cinderglade. Fumigate. Play Cinderglade. Pass the turn. Yeah, our opponent can take down Liliana to get back Emrakul. That's true. But we have a Deadlock Trap, and our opponent's not going to be able to do anything with an extra turn. The damage is already done, so this Emrakul doesn't really do anything. I mean, the Emrakul doesn't do anything, and we're not going to keep our opponent from getting the Emrakul back for very long. They can, like, fizzle our Evolving Wilds. This isn't Energy Fog, where we can use Deadlock Trap for infinity. We would be just, like, stalling it slightly, I guess. Opponent can't harness lightning because Emrakul has protection from instants. Our opponent can't target anything with harness lightning, though. The Emrakul just doesn't do anything. Like, and they would get it back eventually. We only have 2 energy, so I don't really I don't really see how doing that would have done a whole lot. Unfortunately, we are just drawing a lot of lands, which isn't good. And Ether Hub did drain our energy. Opponent gets in for 13. And passes. Well, we get a Nissa. Make a token. This is actually a pretty big deal, because it gives us a creature we can potentially harness lightning if we have to. Opponent hits us. Down to 2. Takes up Liliana. Plays a land. I mean, we gotta try this. It gets fizzled by removal, which is a big issue. So we get some energy. Ugh. Oath of Chandra is not even helpful. Let's just make a plant token. We're still in a position where we're dead to a removal spell. Removal spell on our plant token would free up the Hissing Quagmire attack for lethal. Yeah, you gotta have energy to deadlock. We have energy now, so we'll be able to do it now, but opponent's going to tick down, and I think we're dead to a Gearhulk. And our opponent gets Sylvan Advocate. We're not dead to Sylvan Advocate. There's Sylvan Advocate. Tap down Emrakul. Yeah, this is a long match, that's for sure. That's how Green-Black Delirium is. Alright, opponent fires up Quagmire. Fires up Quagmire. And we're back to needing Fumigate, I guess? Block. And block. Another deadlock trap, and that does it. I think the Gideon attack Liliana line, I think that's a case of hindsight. Like, it ends up looking bad because our opponent had an Emrakul and was able to wrath our board, but we could have done that, and then our opponent could have not had an Emrakul and had a removal spell and killed a creature and took out our Planeswalkers, and then we lost because we did do that. So I'm not saying it's 100% right or wrong, but just that it's easy to look back and be like, oh, like with how the game played out, it would have been better to do this. So it still very well could have been wrong, but it probably looks more wrong in hindsight. Entombed 89, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for the subscription. All right, on to match 2. They had multiple hissing quagmires that they could have fired up to kill our stuff. Our Planeswalkers. That was what we were concerned about, killing our Planeswalkers. Alright, so I guess this is fine-ish. Our opponent is playing something weird. Interesting. Night Market Lookout, okay. Let's Forest and Oath of Nissa. We'll get a Canopy Vista. Pass the turn. Opponent gets in for 1 with the Night Market Lookout. Yeah, I don't know what our opponent's plan is. I have never seen Night Market Lookout in Standard. Ephemeral, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Oh, this has got to be a... what's it called deck? Cryptolith. This has got to be a Cryptolith Rites deck, I would assume. You don't see Loam Dryad without Cryptolith Rites, and Night Market Lookout makes sense with Cryptolith Rites. I don't know if it's good, but... So, opponent gets in with both. Down to 15. Another Loam Dryad. Well, we have a lot of power in our hand. Unfortunately, all of our lands come into play tapped, which is annoying. Game Trail... Alright, let's just Canopy Vista. I think we're just going to kill Night Market Lookout, most likely, here. Alright, Westville Abbey for our opponent. I've seen Marionette Master in the white-black list, but I haven't really seen it in green-black. Yeah, let's get rid of Night Market Lookout. It's essentially attacking for 2 each turn. Opponent has Voldaren Pariah. Well... Yeah, I guess we just kill that as well. Playing like a control deck. Let's play Canopy Vista, pass the turn. Oh, this is a Road Deck Builder deck? Sweet. The Night Market Lookout deals damage when it becomes tapped, not when it becomes untapped. So, it doesn't do anything when it untaps. It's like when it attacks, essentially. Canopy Vista enters tapped as well. Game Trail actually has a better chance of coming into play untapped the following turn, because we can draw another dual land or a basic land to make it come into play untapped. Swamp is not the basic land that lets it come into play untapped, though. So let's play Gideon. Make a 2/2. Play Game Trail, tapped. Pass the turn. Oh, sweet, Dino. Yeah, that deck is really fun. I think you'll have fun with it. Really good deck builder, an excellent combo player, but I think you could improve your game on the grindy mid-range parts of the deck, like old school Apocalypse Drop. That's probably true. I think I'm most comfortable playing janky combo decks. Or straight up control decks. Creature combat mid-range decks are not, or aggro decks are definitely not my wheelhouse. Combo and control is more my comfort zone. Well, I mean, I think we just slam a Sorin. I'm not really sure how this goes wrong. Our opponent shouldn't be able to flip a Westfield Abbey yet, so... So let's just take up Sorin. Ooh, Chandra! That's a Planeswalker we haven't seen before. Did they not have the mana last turn? I thought they did have the mana. I'm not sure why they didn't. Anything with card draw, that's very true. Oh, well, welcome, Dino Dog Nation. Glad to have you here live. Of course, if you do want to watch replays, or anyone else, MTG Wolfish Replay YouTube has you covered, so subscribe to that if you're interested. Mountain, well, let's take up our Sorin. Gets a Game Trail. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's just emblem our Gideon. Attack with our Knight tokens. Put our opponent to 10. Play another Gideon. Make a 2/2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They make a token. That's 3. They have a card in hand. 4, 5. All right, so we need to leave mana up here just in case they can actually get to 5 creatures. Because if we do, we're definitely going to get wrecked. So many likes for Whiteback Fabricate. Will it be the Much Brew this week? So we will definitely be playing that deck. I still haven't decided. There's a chance that it actually could show up on Budget Magic because it's so inexpensive. But we will be playing it somewhere on videos because it was very popular. Alright, opponent scoops it up. So that was much better. I do not know what this deck is. Does anyone... we could have played Chandra there too. We could have played 2 Planeswalkers. The thing is... in that scenario, our opponent had a card in hand. They had essentially 3 creatures because they could make one at end of turn. So, oh, you're saying use Chandra, play Chandra first and use the mana to cast Gideon? Would that have left us with 2 mana available though? I think we still would have been down to 1 land, right? Because we had 3 untapped, we had to use 2 more. I don't know. Basically, we need to leave up a removal spell there so we'd be able to kill a creature in case our opponent was going to get to 5. Maybe I could have done both. But I think we had 3 untapped, and Gideon still would have cost 2 off the Chandra, put us down to 1 land. I don't know. Something like that. I was just worried that they had, like, creature in hand, drew a creature, play, like, 2 more Loam Dryads, flip into Ormondal, and then things could get bad, because we didn't have a way to deal with an Ormondal. We probably want Radiant Flames. Seems absurd against this deck. Liliana. Does Liliana kill things? Your Uncle Sam. See you later. Thanks for hanging out. Lone Dryads. Other random stuff. They probably have stuff that Liliana's good against, I would bet. Stasis Snare is an answer to an Ormondal. I guess we have a bunch of Deadlock traps, though. Yeah, the Great Aurora deck was super awesome. How strong do I think Black-White Fabricate is? I think it's reasonable. I mean, I played like one game with it so far, and it seemed fine. I definitely got to play it more to have a real sense, but it 5-0'd a league, so usually if you 5-0 a league, you either got like incredibly lucky or your deck was pretty legit, or like at least legit enough that it's worth considering. I put a lot more stock into 5-0ing a Magic Online league than like winning a random SCG IQ. I think after like GPs and SCG Open level events, I think 5-0ing a Magic Online league is the next most important thing a deck can do to prove that it's actually legit. Oath of Chandra is a removal spell, but we can go down... Yeah, I guess we can go down the Oath of Chandras. And I'm going to go down a Deadlock Trap. It's really only good against Ormondal. Maybe 2. Bring in the other Liliana. I think something like this is fine. What would I change in the Fog deck to make it more competitive? Mostly just the mana base could be upgraded and potentially some sideboard options. I had a list... If you go to the article on mtggoldfish.com, then I have a list there with some potential non-budget upgrades. There's not a ton to change, though. We just don't have enough Planeswalkers for Call of the Gatewatch, unfortunately. You really need, like, 19 at a minimum to be able to play it, and we just don't have anywhere near enough. Binary Swordsman, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Welcome, welcome, welcome. A surf emote? Alright, let me take a look at this. I haven't actually... Oh, that's a good one. I like the surf. It looks just as creepy as an emote. We gotta get a Scoops cheer for subscribers. Oh, that's a good idea, too. I hadn't thought about that. So opponent gets in for 2. We draw a mountain. Oh, our mana is so bad in this hand. We really want to Oath of Chandra to make our mana halfway okay. I think we're just gonna play Ether Hub. Leave up Harness Lightning to kill this Night Market Lookout. Alright, we're just going to kill this. I think it's fine. Generate some energy to make our Ether Hub tap for any color for a while, which is helpful. If we get a Swamp, our only double black spell is Liliana, so getting a Swamp feels bad. I'd much rather get like the white mana we need for Nahiri. But I also want to cast... Ooh, Liliana is very good against Nissa. What new commander am I willing to play the most? Jeez. That's a good question. I really like the 4-color, the true 4-color artifact one. And then I'm also interested just to try some of the different color pairings with the partner cards, which are really sweet. Opponent has Transgress the Mind. Alright. Has their choice of things to take. I guess they can make our decision as to what we're going to sack our Evolving Wilds for. Alright, while we're waiting for our opponent to transgress, good time to remind everyone about Wizardry Foundry, our stream sponsor. Check out their Grimoire Immortal deck box, inspired by Orzhov lore. Also, tons of cool high-end deck boxes. Use MTG Goldfish 3 as a code and get 10% off your purchase, so check them out. Opponent's going to keep making plans. They take our Nissa, which means oh geez, I think we're just gonna get white here for Fumigate. Play a mountain. play Nahiri, start taking up Nahiri, discard Harness Lightning, I think. Alright, Canopy Vista's fine. So we have Fumigate mana. Goifacetic, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Yeah, they make some really sweet deck boxes, actually. No to play the Gatewatch. We only have like 13 or 14 Planeswalkers, and you really need 19 at a minimum to make it work. And preferably like 21 probably is like where you really want to be. I think what we did deploy for against the odds, I started with 21 and ended up going down to 19 because it was really hard to keep 21 Planeswalkers and play anything else. And I felt like that was the absolute like minimum you want to have. Alright, our opponent gets rid of our Fumigates with Lost Legacy, which is kind of weird. Who brings in Lost Legacy to take Fumigates? Seems ambitious. Let's discard this Forest. Play Game Trail, reveal Canopy Vista. Play our Nissa. Start making tokens. Our opponent's getting close to ultimating their Nissa, which isn't great. Play Servant in the Conduit. Unfortunately, our the one creature we actually want to ultimate Nahiri for is in our hand in Green Warden, so that's sort of awkward. I would love to see Oath of Gatewatch in a Tron deck, Flip Karn, and the new newbie Nissa. Oh, yeah, that would be sweet. No, I mean, I think it was a good Lost Legacy. I just don't think of Lost Legacy as a card that you would bring in against against our deck. What do you think about Tiny Leader's Mono Blue Kami tutelage thing from Deathwish Unicorn? It sounds sweet, but I haven't played Tiny Leaders in a long time, so I don't know for sure. Yeah, we got our first emotes. More are on the way, but... Ooh, Chandra, eh? Well, Chandra kills this Catacomb Sifter, which is good. So I think we just do that. Play Chandra. Chandra, kill Catacomb Sifter. Tick up Nahiri. Discard Canopy Vista. Ooh, there we go. Radiant Flames is very good here. Pass the turn. So Radiant Flames, I mean, they can send everything at Chandra to kill Chandra, but if we just untap in Radiant Flames, watch Lost Legacy for Radiant Flames. That'll be fun. Yeah, F6 is pass until your next turn, so it's kind of the ship the turn or pass the turn emote. Alright, Zulaport Cutthroat. Yeah. Makes our Radiant Flames a little worse, but not considerably worse. Opponent makes a token. I'm glad they didn't just keep plussing Nissa. If they just plussed until they could ultimate, that would have been very bad for us. But they decided against that. So let's... Black, red, white, green. So let's play Liliana. Tick up Chandra. We're not going to cast Harness Lightning. Redirect to Nissa. Put Nissa down to 3. Radiant Flames away everything. So we kind of get wrecked by Zulaport Cutthroat, but it only hits us down to 12. Yeah, we just don't have enough Planeswalkers for... I'm from upstate New York. Naya? Something like that. So we get our throat cut. We're just going to discard this Green Warden. We can always get it back with Ileana. Make a plant token. Well, we have another Super Friends group. Take up and pass the turn. I'm not especially worried about... Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. I guess you're right. I should have Liliana'd the Cutthroat. Yep, I agree. And we'll play Fortified Village. Pass the turn. Yeah, we would have taken less damage. You're right. I don't think it really matters. I can't imagine our opponent winning from this position, but you are correct that would have been the better play. Our opponent went all in on the Lost Legacy. Eh. Gonna take our Gideons? Okay. I don't know about... Well, I don't know about Silius. I don't know about Serious Pun. We have 4 Planeswalkers, and we're probably just gonna win in, like, a couple of turns, so... let's see. Let's take up our Chandra. Redirect. Yeah, let's redirect. Take up our Nahiri, but we're actually not going to discard. Kill the plant token. Make a plant token. So next turn we get to Ultimate Nissa, and that should close out the game. No, I said it was a punt. I said it was a punt. I just also said that I think we're still winning. That doesn't make it less of a punt. Except maybe a less painful punt, I guess, because we're not going to get punished for it, but... Opponent fabricates, so this could have Marionette Master in it. Well, good news for us is we get to Ultimate Nissa and draw about 1 million cards. Draw a new hand, including... Well, let's see. We can just Radiant Flames, which is probably fine. Let's take up Chandra. We'll cast Oath of Nissa, actually. Seems reasonable. So, Oath of Nissa finds us a Nahiri. Not that Nahiri is actually super exciting here, but... Well, we might as well discard Nahiri. We're never going to lose this Nahiri. It has so much loyalty. And then 1, 2, and 3. Play a Deadlock Trap. Get some energy. Radiant Flames. Pass the turn. Yeah, I guess we could get Ruinous Path. That's a fair point. We're going to find a Sorin eventually. Or we will just ultimate one of our Planeswalkers. We're 3 turns away from Chandra and 2 away from Liliana. So we're really not that far away from ultimating. Opponent, I don't know why they're going wide like this in the face of a Liliana. That's kind of odd. So take up Chandra. We'll redirect to the Nissa. What do we have in our graveyard? We could get back our Green Warden. Maybe we just try to ultimate here. So kill the Servo. Play a Tune with Ether. Get a Forest. Play the Forest. Play Deadlock Trap. Tick up, discard a swamp, play a Nissa. I think we're winning by a bit. Pass the turn. I mean, we're gonna ultimate a Planeswalker here shortly. That's our real win condition. Our opponent has 0 cards in hand. They make a plant token. Oath of Nissa. Keep an Oath of Nissa. I don't know. This is a deck from our instant deck, so I didn't actually build it. I don't know what you really get from blue, though. I guess some card draw, but blue doesn't seem like one of the most important colors when it comes to playing a Super Friends deck. So many lands! Alright, we'll just play Ether Hub. Pass the turn. Look at this board! We have a Nahiri on 20. 20! And we don't even have a doubling season. This is in standard. Yeah, Nahiri hasn't done much in our games. I mean, I guess we could exile Cryptolith Rights. That was probably better than just taking it up again. Maybe our opponent has something huge they're slow rolling. But it should be that this Nissa ultimate just ends the game. Hey, see ya, Death Wish. Thanks for hanging out for a while. We'll be back with another one on Thursday, 6 Eastern. Yeah, I guess they could just hardcast the Metalwork Colossus. Activates his Quagmire. Yup. So we will chump that. Well, it's going to be time for the zombie apocalypse. Yeah, we got enough cards that once we ultimate this Liliana, the game should pretty much just end. Another Nahiri. So, ultimate our Liliana. One Planeswalker ultimated. Take up Chandra. Yeah, we'll play Oath of Nissa. Why not? Oath of Nissa. We still have a Sorin somewhere in our deck. Oh my goodness. Our deck is like 90% lands. I guess from putting cards on the bottom. There's Sorin. So play Sorin. And now we'll just get rid of this Nissa. I guess we're gonna be able to ultimate Chandra next turn too. Did we activate everyone? Oh, okay. Nissa still needs to be activated. Play the Ether Hub. Get some more energy. Up to 11 energy. Pass the turn. Yeah, I think this is pretty much over now. I don't think... We got enough time. We got enough cards in our deck. We got 2 Deadlock Traps, so we're not going to get hit by Smuggler's Copter. Ooh, there's... Our opponent does have some synergies, I guess, with Night Market Lookout. Harness Lightning. So let's ultimate Chandra. Take up Nahiri, discard a forest. Nahiri's on 24. Put a +1/+1 counter on everything. And now we can Radiant Flames intentionally X1 to kill our opponent's stuff, hit our opponent with Chandra. Stop drawing! What kind of advice is that? You know me in card drawing. Opponent's gonna crew the Smuggler's Copter with Night Market Lookout. Sure. So our opponent takes 5, loses almost all their board. Then we Harness Lightning. Opponent takes 5. Kill Smuggler's Copter. Attack with our stuff. Put our opponent to 10. We're a card away. Let's go for it. Pump up Sorin. Servant of the Conduit. Oh, we're going to get it. We have exactly enough mana to get the Chandra combo kill. Get some energy. Canopy Vista. And last but not least, sorry, Nahiri with 24 loyalty counters. We need a new one. Oh my god, why can't I cast this? Oh, Moto. Why is this so hard for you? Maybe this is why I thought you couldn't use color. I'm just going to pay the proper colors because I don't want to deal with Moto. There we go. Chandra. Whoo! There we go! That's how we win! And we technically don't lose our Nahiri with 24 loyalty counters. Everyone said that you could use colorless mana. I said that earlier, that I didn't think you could use colorless, but everyone said, oh yeah, you can. A new record for emblems. Very well could be. All right. Well, we're back on the winning track. We're 1-1. And these matches are going long. These are not short matches by any stretch of the imagination. Ah, that was sweet. It's fun to play a lot of Planeswalkers. We probably could have made it work somehow. For some reason, colorless mana and Oath of Nissa is really weird on Magic Online. You can usually get it to work, but you have to do things in like a very specific order, and I'm not exactly sure how you make it work. Like, I know you can make it work, I think. Playing lots of Planeswalkers is fun. Is it bad? Maybe, but at least it's fun. That's the most important thing, in my estimation. Could use more Panharmonicons. Our Planeswalkers kind of are the win condition. I mean, it took us several turns to close out the game, but we had it fairly locked up. I mean, from the position we were at, we didn't close it out quickly, but there wasn't a whole lot our opponent's deck could have drawn there, I don't think, to get back into it. Energy Fog is really fun. I like that Energy Fog is competitive against aggro because it has the fogs, and then even though fogs are bad against control, it's somewhat reasonable against control just because we have Fevered Visions in Dynavolt Tower, especially Fevered Visions, though. Do I have to play much paper Magic, in which you prefer paper or Magic Online? We're back up against Green Black Delirium by the look. I play primarily on Magic Online, and I mean, it's different. In paper, you get more of a social aspect, which is actually can be pretty fun. Playing with a playgroup, hanging out with your friends, things like that. So I like that aspect of paper, but as far as just like grinding games and so forth without the social aspect, there's a lot of advantages to playing on Magic Online. Well, Mountain, we're just going to Harness Lightning this Flare right now. I don't think they'd have Blossoming Defense, but you never know. Oh, well, thank you, Floy Fluff. Alright, we gotta go digging for land here. Ugh. Swamp, okay. Well, Swamp is theoretically a land. Narwhal Overlord, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. I would have rather hit green mana so we could have played Servant, but at least we got a land. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that it had to be colored mana. Ooh, Mindrack Demon. Well, there's a land. So Ether Hub. Let's just let's just Deadlock Trap. If we draw land, well, white mana, we can potentially... Do I have paper decks or am I exclusively online? I have paper cards, but I don't really have many decks built. Our opponent's actually taking damage right now from this Mineract Demon, which is kind of fun. So opponent gets in. Welcome to the fishbowl is kind of a funny phrase. I don't blame your roommate for thinking that. Opponent's probably going to get a Grim Flayer. Plays Hissing Quagmire. Eric the Face, welcome to the fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Traverse the Uvenwald. Yeah, I thought that I don't know. I don't know about Oath of Nissa. I know that I can only do it right on Magic Online about half the time. Alright, let's cast a Nahiri. Exile, Mine Rack, pass the turn. There's Ishkana. So we want white mana now. Proximino, welcome to the fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Can I do it against the odds with the black demon from Kaladesh? I can't remember the name. A demon of dark schemes, I believe. Ooh, there we go. That's a draw. So Ether Hub. Let's... Yeah, I think... Let's take up Nahiri. We're going to discard a... Oath of Chandra. Spend our energy to Fumigate. And pass the turn. You couldn't see what prompt? Oh, yeah, okay. Grim Flayer for our opponent. Sure. 4/4 would trample. Luckily, we have Deadlock Trap. Hissing Quagmire, we're just going to tap that down, I think. Yeah, we might as well. Tap it down. Deadlock Trap is so good. Let's tap properly here. I think our plan... Yeah, let's actually just get rid of Grim Flayer. Tap it, exile it, play Ether Hub, get an energy. Play a Gideon. Make a 2/2. And then play Servant of the Conduit. Pass the turn. Yeah, it's a combo. Deadlock Trap and Nahiri. Combo. Grim Flayer for our opponent. Sure. We can actually just do it again. We'd have to give up our Nahiri, which isn't great, but... yeah, this is 4-color Super Friends. 4 standard. Opponent... We probably won't do that again. I don't really want to lose our Nahiri, so let's just Oath of Nissa, see what we find. Keep the new one. Oh, that's another Nahiri. Well, alright, we'll keep a Nahiri. In that case, maybe we do it. We can Deadlock Trap. Get rid of it. It gets rid of it permanently, too, which is nice. Play a Nahiri. Take up Nahiri. Discard Deadlock Trap. Play Fortified Village. And just make a token. Do some attacking. Pass the turn. What do I think will be... what do you think it will be like to play the white, blue, green, red commander? Which commanders am I least excited to play? Well, if there's a 4-color commander that doesn't contain blue, I would not be excited for it. We're playing a bit of jank. It's actually not super janky, though. It seems decent. 4-color Super Friends with Deadlock Trap. Alright, let's just Emblem Gideon. Cast a Gideon. Attack with our creatures. Grasp of Darkness, sure. Sacks the Vessel. Gets Ishkana by the looks. Alright, opponent drops to 6. Then we'll just tick up, discard Ether Hub. Ooh, Harness Lightning is not bad. Make a 2/2, pass the turn. Where do you vote for Against the Odds? Against the Odds, most of the articles for Against the Odds on MTG Goldfish have, and our opponent scoops it up. Sweet. Well, that went much better than our first game against Green-Black Delirium. So pretty much all of the articles for Against the Odds on the website have a poll in them. Occasionally we have weeks without a poll for special episodes, but most of them have a poll towards the bottom of the article. So that's where you vote for the next Against the Odds deck. The next one's already decided. Our next Against the Odds deck is Aetherflux Reservoir. That was the winner by quite a bit last week, so that'll be coming out tomorrow night. And we actually have a new series coming out next week. I'm really excited. It's a series with me and Tomer, and hopefully it's pretty sweet. I wanted to do a series with Tomer for a while, just because I really have fun playing with Tomer. He's just funny and fun to play Magic with, so you'll have to check it out. I think it's going to be coming out next Tuesday, and then it's kind of a pilot episode, so to speak. So we're trying it to see how it goes, and if everyone likes it, then we will probably put it in the regular rotation, maybe as a bi-weekly series. Actually, it's an idea I mentioned on stream a long time ago for a series that I wanted to do, and it's just now coming to fruition. So I don't know if anyone will remember it, but you might be able to guess. We are looking to answer life's most important questions in the best way that we know how, with a game of Magic. So if you're trying to answer the big questions in life, we got you covered. Oh man. We got a sideboard. I'm so busy talking about, and it's not Commander. It's not Commander. We're playing Constructed. Commander might come into it at some points, but I need a sideboard. We're running out of time. We're going to get punished for not sideboarding. Oh no. Oh no. Get rid of Liliana's. Bring in Tireless Trackers. Stasis Snares. Deal with Emrakul. Go down Attune with Ether. Go down Chandra. Maybe like this-ish. I want more Tireless Trackers, though. Let's go down that. Okay, let's try it like that. Okay. I mean, I guess this is fine-ish. Two-Headed Giant isn't even supported on Magic Online. And me and Tomer live in different countries, so it's not very practical for us to play in person. So it is not Two-Headed Giant. AKA, you're actually sort of not that far off. I mean, technically, your description would be correct. It's not what the series is, but that would be an accurate description of part of the series. I'm in the U.S. Tomer lives in in Toronto. Yeah, in Canada. Alright, so let's crack Evolving Wilds. Get a... I guess just a Plains is fine. Tenneferin, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. And Gabarino, welcome you as well to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the subscription. 595, you are the closest guess so far. That is pretty close to a correct guess. Alright, Game Trail, go. No reason to play it untapped here. Discmaster 1, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for the subscription. Geez, we're drawing all our expensive stuff, which is not very good. Is this Liliana going to ultimate before we actually get to cast anything? Harry Potter fans are called potheads? I don't think that can be correct. Grimflayer for our opponent. Ticks up Liliana. We might just have to Stasis Snare so our opponent doesn't get to start scrying. Ooh, alright. Deadlock Trap is a way we can slow down this Liliana for a couple turns. Alright, pass the turn. Wild Ricochet, copying Wild Ricochet, copying Wild Ricochet, all redirecting target to Ancestral Recall. That does sound pretty sweet. Yeah, reading all the letters seems very unnecessary. Usually if you read the first 2 or 3 letters of a word, you can take an educated guess at where it's heading from there. That's my technique. That system doesn't fail all that often. Alright, let's play a forest. Magic Online used to have 2-headed giant. It did. So we're going to stop here. We're going to start keeping this Liliana from ticking up. Opponent grapples with the past. Can get back a Grimflayer, I guess? Yep. So on our opponent's upkeep, we're going to tap down Liliana. Keep it from activating. It's funny that it actually taps the Planeswalkers for no apparent reason. Yep, Lily in the Deadlock Trap. Yeah, what's up, Q Murphy? Yeah, the list is pretty fun. I don't know if we're winning as often as I'd like, but geez, we're getting out Planeswalkered by this deck. We should have spent more time on sideboarding and less time talking about random things. What's up, Tristan? How goes it tonight? Alright, opponent, gonna pass. We really want to get this Sorin down. Well, that's our dream. Oh, goodness. Our dream is not coming true, so we need to play a Gideon. Make a 2/2. Pass the turn, and I don't think we can Deadlock Trap. We're probably just going to get Emerald anyway. Yeah, I guess we have to. Alright, let's see. What is this song everyone's talking about? Opponent draws with Obnixilis. Yeah, it probably is easier. There's Ishkana. And Vessel. I guess white mana would be good. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, the options. What to do? We're out of energy. We can fumigate an attack, but that doesn't actually kill a planeswalker, and it drains our energy, so we can't Sorin the following turn, which is pretty bad. We could Sorin, tick up Sorin. Yeah, we can get one energy, but then we would immediately spend it on Fumigate, and then we won't have black mana. We can't kill Lily. I mean, I guess we can give up our Sorin to kill Lily. I don't know if that's worth it. Well, Fumigate kills everything, including the creatures on our side of the battlefield. Green Warden, get back land is actually kind of appealing here. Green Warden, get back Evolving Wilds. That sets our mana up better for the future. Alright, alright. Well, if we're doing this, we have to attack Liliana, because otherwise our opponent will just get back the Ishkana immediately. The downside here is also our opponent has 6 cards in their graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 6 card types. So they can potentially cast an Emrakul here. The good news here is, playing it this way, what we can do is either Harness Lightning something to get energy, which is good, or this turn we can Green Warden, get back Evolving Wilds to set up Sorin. Our opponent is likely going to Ultimate Obnixilis, which might just beat us. Alright, Mindwreck Demon for our opponent. Mill some cards. Yeah, Ultimate Obnixilis is pretty bad for us. We might have to Harness Lightning just to power up Deadlock Trap to keep this Obnixilis from ultimating. That feels super bad, but that might be the only thing we can do. Can we beat an Obnixilis ultimate? I guess is a big question. I guess we could draw another Fumigate. That would be sweet. We draw another Gideon. Alright, well, let's slam Gideon into Obnixilis. See what happens. I'm fine with our opponent giving up one of their creatures to keep it alive. Either one, really. So Gideon and Obnixilis. Yeah, this is my real job. I am the content manager for MTG Goldfish, so articles and streaming and all that stuff. Opponent gives up Grimflayer. Alright, we're going to try to win through the ultimate. Green Warden gets back Evolving Wilds. The odds of us winning through the ultimate might not be super high, but we're going to try it. It's also possible that our opponent doesn't ultimate this turn and tries to get greedy to keep it alive, so I guess it's possible. So we'll see. We'll see. It could happen. So we can use this to get a Swamp, which lets us cast Sorin, which lets us... Oh, man. I don't know. I think we get a Swamp even though Sorin is pretty much the only thing we need Swamp for, but I still think that I just want to be able to cast this Sorin. We'll see what our opponent does. Oh, good lord, if I got paid in treasure chests and play points. Oh, I would be looking for a new job so quick. Could you imagine if you're trying to pay your rent and you never knew if your paycheck was going to contain, like, I don't know, $100 or $2,000? That's Magic Online. Traverse the Uvenwald. Oh, what's up, Obnixilis? Your name is fitting, considering you just ultimated an Obnixilis. Oh, Lord. This is what you call wrecked. We're kind of in trouble here. Oy. Oh boy. Emrakul, Emrakul, Emrakul. Emrakul is not a friend in this situation. Well, we gotta crack Evolving Wilds, because if we don't, our opponent's gonna... Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe we get off-color mana so our opponent can't cast Sorin on purpose? Is that the craziest idea of all time? Do we intentionally not get black mana? I think we do. Alright, we're gonna get a forest. So if our opponent has to, like... alright, Deadlock Trap, sure. So now our opponent actually can't cast Sorin this turn, but we get to cast Sorin next turn. So I think that works. I think that actually works out. I mean, they can harness lightning, but then they don't have enough lands to cast Sorin and minus it to kill our Gideon, which is what would completely destroy us. So this way, I mean, they can harness lightning so we don't have energy. Opponent gets in with the Green Warden. Well, we might have to wait another turn to cast Sorin as well, but if our opponent casts Sorin, they just immediately kill it and kill our Gideon along with it. We just get 2 for 1. Did we have a window to... Oh, you just, like, throw it at the Mine Rack Demon? I don't know if we had a window to do that. Maybe we did. Our Sorin's not gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, opponent harness lightnings. This is just to drain the energy, I assume. I would assume they just spend it all. Well, Deadlock Trap can keep Emrakul in check for a minute. We're actually kind of... Oh. Yeah, we're gonna lose. That's bad. Legend Rule Gideon, Emblem Gideon. Yeah, that is bad. We lose life. Play Deadlock Trap. Get some energy. Play Canopy Vista. Pass the turn. Yeah, I feel like we're pretty dead here. Mine Rack Demon triggers. We drop to 19. Emrakul is a pretty good card. I figured that everyone would end up hating it at some point, and it is pretty good. Oh, I get you, Obnixilis. I thought you were literally playing against me. So we have to tap this Emrakul just to, like, sort of stay alive, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Emrakul's pretty good. Cam Davern. So I work full-time for Goldfish, so it kind of everything goes through Goldfish essentially. So subscriptions go to support the site, which in turn goes to support me. So it's not like direct, but supporting the stream and subscribing definitely helps support me and the channel and the site and everything. So, oh dear. So I guess Fumigate's the best draw we have. Servant of the Conduit, not Fumigate. So Servant of the Conduit, get a couple energy. It might be time to just give up. I don't even know if it's worth trying to play this out. We get to Sorin. Kill Minerack. Pass the turn. Drop to 14 from the emblem. I mean, we have some ways to gain life, which is helpful. Did you say you use the subscriptions to play leagues to win to win enough treasure chests to pay me? You're on fire tonight, Richard. Oh. Well, Richard is subscribed to Jay Zoller, so you guys will have to take that up. Let's tap Emrakul. We're still at 14, technically. No! Who's gonna buy shoes for my children, Richard? I need more treasure chests than that. Oh, actually, I don't have any children, and they don't need shoes. Even if they did exist, they wouldn't need shoes. Oh my goodness! Oh my god. So many Emrakuls. Well, at least they got a legend rule each other. I don't know, isn't that the things people complain about? My kids need shoes? I don't know. I think I saw that on a TV show once. Opponent takes down Liliana. There's not many decks that look good when your opponent's casting Emrakuls every turn. I think that works to our disadvantage. Did I use any? Ooh, combo! We're still alive! We're alive! Combo! We got our combo! Oh my goodness. If we somehow win this game, that would be the craziest thing I've ever seen. I mean, it's not going to happen, but in theory, it could. Opponent gets rid of our Sorin. Plays Nihiri. No, I didn't do anything to improve my voice. I just became more comfortable recording myself and so on. Alright, opponent uses our combo against us. Gets rid of our servant. Yeah, unfortunately this isn't one that we want. So if we get a source of energy, we get rid of Emrakul. Well, technically, Ether Hub is a source of energy. Tap down Emrakul. Pass the turn. Actually, I think we're dead. Yeah, we're dead because of the emblem. Well, we actually lived a long time, considering the emblem was down. All right, let's actually sideboard this time instead of just talking. Actually, we didn't do a bad job, considering. I wish I had a Lost Legacy to target Emrakul. Emrakul is so annoying. Can there be a Dancing Scoop stream I would so keep that in the background. We'll have to get working on the art of that. Yeah, we get Emerald every turn. That's our life, essentially. We have in all of our good Planeswalkers. That's true, we did get our combo. And killed that Emrakul. We sent the message. We might be dying to your emblem, but... we got 3 Deadlock Traps. Do we really want more? The Attune... Attune just feels so low impact. Oh, Squid Labs. I'll be looking forward to seeing it. I like playing Control too. When I'm not playing janky combo decks, Control is at the top of my list. Alright, let's get a good hand and just win this. Oh, God. That's the opposite of a good hand. Oh, Lord. Well, I mean, we just need to draw a Planeswalker. If we draw a Planeswalker, this is awesome. We have the ramp, so we can potentially just play a really quick Planeswalker. I don't even really care what it is. I mean, Sorin and Nahiri are probably the better ones. Harness Lightning to the bottom. So, game trail. Tapped. Pass the turn. I'm not a big fan of Oath of Gideon. Oh, debate bro. Well, wish your roommate luck for me. Hey, see ya, X-Lorons. Hey, you never know when a Planeswalker... oh, Lord. That's not a Planeswalker. So, Servant of the Conduit. I mean, our opponent could have nothing and we could win with Servant of the Conduit beatdowns. They just traverse for a swamp. Ha! Gotcha! Our hand is so bad that your Transgress is a whiff. So, we essentially forced our opponent to mulligan to 5 by whiffing on that Transgress. Unfortunately, we're just drawing unusable lands. Servant of the Conduit. Get in 4-2. What do you got, opponent? Plays a land. Plays Grim Flare. Alright. That's something that dies to Harness Lightning. Come on, a Planeswalker! Sorin! Fumigate is not a Planeswalker. So, Harness Lightning the Grim Flare. Play a land. We're getting there. Only a million more turns. So much for the draw a Planeswalker plan. Yeah, if our opponents all, like, Transgress, other discard spells... Tireless Tracker is a real card. Gets a clue. Yeah, this hand's pretty bad. Oh, deck, I hate you! So we mulliganed to 6, kept the all-servant hand, and then drew a Fumigate and lands every single turn, which is kind of depressing. We were hoping that we play the servants and then just get to play some big thing, but wasn't meant to be. Instead, we have played literal nothing forever. That's true. Game 3 life, we could be at 23. And then think about how much we'd be winning by. We're not just winning by 10, we'd be winning by 13. Come on, Planeswalker! Oath of Nissa is reasonable. Oath of Nissa. If this doesn't find us anything... Oh, alright, this hand was bad. I admit it now. I admit it. Oh, deck. Why do you betray me? We even found the Oath of Nissa. We sideboarded in more Planeswalkers, and we hit nothing. Yeah, Escape Shift would be pretty good here. I'm already starting to hate these emotes. I'm seeing the dead fish emote way too often. Well, technically, servants add mana. Opponent just drawing cards, doing their thing. We have tireless trackers too, but opponent has Kaladesh. I guess I don't know. I don't think this deck is that janky. I think we're just running really badly. Deck. Oh my lord. Seriously. I'm pretty sure we've drawn a land all 7 turns. Well, 6 of the 7 turns. And hit a land off of our Oath of Nissa. How much, if at all, do I play test against the odds decks? Slightly, sometimes. The game trail is one of your favorite trails? Oh... Yeah, we need a shakes fist at worth emote. All right. Well, there goes our fumigate. We were hoping to use that to kill things. Opponent gets a clue token. Gets in 4/5. Did you time yourself out? 595. I mean, there's a Nahiri. I guess that's sort of good. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, though, because we're so far behind. That's the turn. Cracks the clue. So we got a Planeswalker. It took us 8 turns, but we did get one. They are still in our deck. Yeah, you might have to go on the take out all the land sideboard plan. Geez, that tireless tracker drew our opponent so many cards. Our opponent's, I don't know, run like 5 cards? And maybe they were all lands, just to keep it fair. Yeah, we're mostly Naya, and then just have a little bit of black for Sorin. I expect we get really blown out if we do this, but we probably get really blown out if we don't do this, so might as well give it a shot. We're so far behind at this point that we can't really take safe lines. We just gotta kind of hope our opponent has nothing, because we are just like super far behind. So our opponent had something, murder, and a vessel. And cracks vessel. Yes, also Lily. Although Oath of Nissa helps with the Planeswalkers. We've gotten in Frontier just to play the Great Aurora deck. That's sweet. Well, this was a disappointing draw. Opponent passes. Well, we find a Planeswalker. It's another Nahiri. And, of course, a land to go along with it. Oh my god, deck. Do we even have any... Ugh. This is such a horrible draw. Hopefully we keep the right one here. Exile Kaladesh. Play Evolving Wilds. Are you really giving me a punt for something here? Alright. Well, not much we can do about a draw like that. Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, we probably should have just scooped like 3 turns ago because we were dead. But that's true. We could have had more loyalty on our Nahiri. That is technically a punt. I think I was just feeling like it didn't really matter what we did because we were like, I mean, we had lost that game essentially. So down to 2-1, or 1-2 rather. So not great fun so far for 4-color Super Friends. We've had some really bad draws. So this seems somewhat reasonable. I kind of am at the point where I'm fearing we're going to be punished. We got to win these last 2 to get a treasure chest. That's right. So, pass turn. Narwood Dryad. Jeez. Everyone is on green-black delirium of some kind. Play to your outs is a good idea, but I don't think there were any. Opponent, our opponent kept a 1-lander? Alright, so now it seems like we're very far ahead in this match, right off the bat. Let's just play Nissa, start plussing it towards the ultimate. Pass turn. I'm down with Planeswalker flooding. Yeah, this is one of the instant deck tech decks, so we try to show off some of the popular instant deck tech decks. A lot of them come from interesting tournaments. I've had some where I've used them for instant deck techs and then talked to the person like, oh yeah, I top 8'd in IQ. It was really sweet, but I was like 2-2 and there were 11 people there. I was like, oh no wonder 18 land mono white knights with 4 main deck disenchants in modern is showing up as a top 8 list. I see. But it's cool to see all the different decks that don't show up in other places. Ooh, Fumigate. Well, I think we can get to the point where we just ultimate this Nissa, and that should be pretty good. Our big problem here is we're lacking in colored mana again. So play Nahiri. Tick up Nahiri. Discard a Nahiri. Alright, there's Evolving Wilds. That really helps. Pass the turn. So we can use Deadlock Trap to kind of protect our stuff. Then we can kill the Grimflayer. Yeah, the Energy Fog deck does make people scoop. Alright, opponent deadweights the token. Sure. So we Deadlock Trap Grimflayer. Corey Boilinger, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you so much for your subscription. Opponent gets in it Nahiri? Okay. Opponent's apparently not too worried about... Ooh, Sylvan Advocate. Well, I think that this Fumigate just wins us the game. I'm pretty sure. Fumigate. Take up Nissa. Discard Oath of Nissa. Play Canopy Vista. Pass the turn, and I think this one should be over. King Snugglewumpus. Welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you so much for your subscription. Will we ever stream... Will we ever stream Energy Fog? It's possible. So this match, we're up a game. Our opponent mulled the 6, and they had the bad draw this game. Oh. Yeah, Turbo Fog is... I'm a sucker for Turbo Fog as well. I really like Turbo Fog. So this seems like a slightly different build of Green-Black Delirium. Although, we still have run into Green-Black Delirium, like, every single match. I think it is every single match, isn't it? What's up, Julio? Do I keep a straight face when reading some of the names for subscribers? Sometimes, sometimes not. I seem so friendly on here. Why on camera do I seem angry? When do I seem angry? I guess I don't know what you're referring to. I guess we go down one deadlock trap. Go down a harm. Well, let's just go down both Oath of Chandra's, I think. Let's try it like that. Yes, I am a vehement human being. Okay, we get an Oath of Nissa, and we have a bunch of Planeswalkers. I think this is kind of the nut draw for this deck. Yeah, Turbo Fog seems very good against the energy combo deck. That's one of the reasons oh no. Oh goodness. I was assuming we'd probably just hit a land off of that Oath of Nissa, but no deal. There's Sylvan Advocate for our opponent. Land? Untap land? Evolving Wilds. So let's play Evolving Wilds. Pass the turn. No, I'm not angry at the deck. It's just funny. As I was doing the deck tech for that deck, I was going through it. I was like, oh, this deck's really sweet. And then I got near the end and realized there was 4 main deck disenchants, and I couldn't help but wonder what was going on in that local meta that would make you play 4 main deck disenchants. Like, what does that metagame look like? Kruger, well, welcome to the stream. Come on, don't kill our servant. Please, no. Alright, well, let's see if we draw lands. Lands to get down Planeswalkers and Wraths should be so good. Come on, deck. You can do it. Traverse to get a land. Opponent must have Ishkana in hand. Land? Nope. Alright, so I guess we just deadlock trap to try to slow things down. Pass the turn. Yeah, we just don't have enough Planeswalkers to play Call the Gatewatch. Oh, opponent has Tireless Tracker. Gets a clue. Gonna get 2 clues thanks to Evolving Wilds. Alright, take our beats. We need to draw 2 lands in a row. Well, there's 1 land, so play the land. That's actually a decent one because this lets us play Chandra, kill Tireless Tracker, pass the turn. Alright, we're kind of maybe sort of getting there. So close. Our opponent's going to have to attack at Chandra, too, if they want to kill it. So let's tap down Sylvan Advocate. If our opponent wants to attack Chandra to kill it, okay. We're 1 land away from Fumigate. Alright, they are going to kill Chandra. We have a Nahiri to kill another creature in the meantime. I mean, we have a hand that's overloaded with Planeswalkers. There's a Liliana. And opponent ticks it up. Land? Alright, there's a forest. Do we even... Interesting. So we can Fumigate, kill 2 creatures. We can also just Nahiri? Maybe we Nahiri here and wait another turn. Yeah, let's do that. Let's Nahiri. Get rid of Sylvan Advocate. Pass the turn. So now our opponent, if they want to kill Nahiri, they're going to have to spend their turn activating Hissing Quagmire. We weren't guaranteed to be able to kill Lily there, thanks to removal spells. Opponent ticks down, can get back to Tireless Tracker. Thank you for your subscription, Sir Manny Ortiz, and welcome to the Fishbowl. Alright, there's Tireless Tracker. Plays a land. And now our opponent actually can't kill our Nahiri, which is funny. So tap down Hissing Quagmire. Since our opponent got the Tireless Tracker back, they are off Delirium. Canopy Vista. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We can Sorin, kill Tireless Tracker. Our opponent gets Delirium again. We can kill Liliana, but then we open ourselves up to getting hit by everything next turn. Deadlock Trap is very good. Maybe we just do that. I don't think they can kill us. I don't know about Sorin tick up. I guess we can just Sorin kill Liliana as well. Yeah, alright. Harness Lightning's not bad. Discard Tireless Tracker. Pass the turn. See what our opponent does. Oh, K-Negro. That's cool. The deck's been fun. Our record isn't great, but it's been fun. Opponent gets a Blighted Fen for Tireless Tracker. Oh, yeah, that, okay. I'll accept that as a pun for spending energy. Opponent fires up Hissing Quagmire. Fires up Hissing Quagmire. We tap down Tireless Tracker. Feel like we're in pretty good shape here. Sends... Alright, gonna kill Nahiri, hit Sorin a bit. That's fine. Our opponent didn't do anything with their Liliana. So let's... 1, 2, 3, 4... Alright, let's play Canopy Vista. Fumigate to kill the creatures. Sorin, kill Liliana so our opponent can't get back the creatures. Pass the turn. If our opponent tries to kill Sorin, we have Deadlock Trap and Harness Lightning. So the only thing we really don't want to see is Emrakul. Gnarlwood Dryad is not Emrakul, so that's fine. Corrects the clue. Corrects the clue. Plays Evolving Wilds. Cracks Evolving Wilds. Let's kill Gnarlwood. Tick up Sorin. Gets us a forest. Play Oath of Nissa. Ooh, Green Warden? Green Warden seems good here. Yeah, let's say Green Warden. Get Green Warden. play Green Warden. Get back Chandra? Or Nahiri? Or Tireless Tracker? Maybe it's just Tireless Tracker? Take Tireless Tracker and play a forest. Pass the turn. Are they going to kill our Green Warden? Alright, they kill our Green Warden. So what should we get back here? Fumigate, Chandra. Those are the two I hear the most questions for. So we already have Tireless Tracker, but we get another shot at it. And we might as well use it because we can't get the Green Warden back. Nahiri has the combo. I'm kind of leaning towards Nahiri, actually. Although Nahiri Ultimate doesn't do anything. I'm going to take Chandra. We haven't got to play much with Chandra. And I think it's fine in this situation, so... I don't even think we really lose to Emrakul because of Deadlock Trap. There's Ishkana for our opponent. And a land. Down to one card. So let's tick up Sorin. Get a Harness Lightning. Play Tireless Tracker. Play Canopy Vista. Play Nissa Vital Force. Untap a forest. And pass the turn. Yeah, I think we got it pretty well covered. Opponent cracks their clue. Oy. Alright, there goes Tireless Tracker. And then Blighted Fen to get our forest. Alright, fires up Hissing Quagmire. Interesting. Let's tap down Hissing Quagmire. Alright, opponent activates another Hissing Quagmire. Sure. We still have Harness Lightning, though, to kill this Hissing Quagmire. Goes after Sorin. Sorin. Just everything at Sorin? Alright. So let's block Ishkana. Uh-oh. Opponent grasps. So we're going to lose our forest, but our opponent's out of cards. And we can Harness Lightning the land? And Sorin lives. Ooh, and another Sorin? Alright, so take up Sorin, get an Oath of Nissa. Play Oath of Nissa. Get a land. Let's just play the other Oath of Nissa, I think. Play Oath of Nissa. Get a Nissa. Nissa's better. Play Nissa. Oh, no! You didn't see that. That didn't happen. I swear to God, you didn't see that. Trust me. Make a plant. Pass the turn. Opponent. Well, at least the emotes are getting some use tonight. Here comes the hissing quagmires. It's not over yet. Goes after Soren, Chandra. Soren, Chandra. Alright. So let's make a token. Play Soren. Take up Soren. Get a game trail. Play Servant of the Conduit. Get some energy. Play game trail. Pass the turn. Eh, 5/5's not that big. I think our energy was more important this turn, although now we have more energy, so that kind of changed. Ruinous Path our Soren. Alright, good draw for the opponent. Sends everything at Nissa. But only hits Nissa for 1. So let's crack our clue. Oh my goodness. Make a token. Pass the turn. Opponent activates a hissing quagmire. Deadlocked would have saved 1 loyalty counter there. Do you think 1 loyalty counter was relevant in that scenario? Ooh, Paradoxical Affinity? That's pretty sweet. Alright, everything going at Nissa. So we trade off here, chump there. Fumigate's a decent draw. So let's Fumigate. Get rid of the board. Make a token. Pass the turn. Back up to 19. A Tireless Tracker gets our opponent a clue. We've definitely been out Tireless Tracked in this game. There's his Quagmire. Opponent attacks. We block. Make a token. Get an energy. Pass the turn. Well, we should stop drawing lands at some point. Here comes his Quagmire. Tap down, Tireless Tracker. Block the land. There's a Grim Flayer. Nahiri's good. So let's play Nahiri. Get rid of Tireless Tracker. Make a plant token. And pass the turn. Yeah, pass the turn. We're not that far away from ultimating a Nissa, although not necessarily going to happen. Opponent goes to combat. We tap down Grimflayer. No attacks from the opponent. So this means Ruinous Path. Means Emrakul. Okay. Oh, Emrakul. Hey, Mrs. Stream. And we drew a Fumigate anyway. Opponent. Oh, opponent. Hey, missed the stream on Thursday after I got my bicycle stolen. Lucky I get home on time to watch the punts tonight. Also wanted to say congrats on the partnership. Well, thank you. And I hope you get your bike back. That's rough. So, sometimes you play 2 Nissas and get rewarded. Although our opponent can loot it away. But that means we get to keep our Nahiri. Ooh, and we get a Tireless Tracker. It still works out because they can't get rid of our Nahiri in that scenario. Which means there's a decent chance that our Nahiri will be able to get rid of Emrakul now. So it still becomes okay. Opponent plays a Nissa. Legend rules. Takes down Nissa. Seems unlikely we're going to get to Momir tonight, considering this league is going really long, but possibly on Thursday. Alright, so they use the energy, but that still doesn't necessarily guarantee that they're out of this. So we play Tireless, well, yeah, we play Tireless Tracker, play a Game Trail, reveal the mountain, get a clue. Sack the clue. Get a counter. Oh, there's the Ether Hub, but we can't cast it. So, loot, discard the mountain, get a Gideon, make a token, play Gideon, make a token, and pass the turn. So they probably have to kill our... they probably have to kill the Nahiri here, I would assume. There's Hissing Quagmire. Opponent goes to combat. Let's see how they attack. I wish it was that Gideon. Goes after Nahiri and goes after us. Alright. Opponent gets to Grimflayer. Hey, what's up, it's your boy Paul. We don't have any energy, so we can't actually deadlock trap without energy. That was a good time for our opponent to draw Emrakul, considering they were 0 cards in hand. See ya, Chilly Villain. Oh, we draw a Swamp. So play Ether Hub, get an energy. Get a clue. Crack our clue. Draw more lands. Make a 2/2. Make a plant token. And pass the turn. Let's tap down Emrakul. Opponent goes attacking, so we double block Grimflare. Punk's not dead. Thank you for the follow, and welcome to the Fishbowl. There's a Grimflare. Let's play a Swamp. Crack our clue token. Servant of the Conduit gets us some energy. Deadlock Trap gets us some more energy. Make a token. Make a token. And pass the turn. We're actually pretty close to just winning. Potentially. Now that we're the ones with the tireless tracker, things are going much smoother. You can see a huge difference with who has the tireless tracker going. So tap down Emrakul. And we have a decent amount of energy now, which is also helpful. Opponent has a Liliana. There's no Emrakul in the graveyard, though. Alright, kills a plant token. Last card is Tireless Tracker. Sure. We get a Nissa. Well, let's see if we can win here. So we game trail. No reveal. Get a clue token. Crack our clue token. Servant of the Conduit. So we can tap down 2 blockers. We can double negative Nissa. Our opponent can block 1 thing, which will be 9 power. Gideon will be 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I think we just win here. So we suit up Gideon. Minus Nissa. Cast Nissa. Keep the new one. Minus Nissa. I think we're still good, though. There's Hissing Quagmire. So we tap down Hissing Quagmire. Opponent drops to 8. Untaps. Yeah, the goldfish pictures are subscribing. Opponent has Verdurous Gearhulk, which I don't think is really relevant here because their opponent's creatures do not have trample. And that's our opponent's last card, so I think we're still good. They have... Alright, they put counters on their creatures. Sure. So we tap down Emrakul. Opponent goes to combat. And passes. Takes up Liliana. We get a Nahiri. So let's play Nahiri. Get rid of Emrakul once and for all. So we tap, attack with everything. Opponent blocks, 4... Alright. So this should actually do it. It took 2 turns of getting there, but we got there. Tap down Sylvan Advocate. Tap down Verdurous Gearhulk. Fire up our Gideon with all kinds of counters on it. Do some attacking. And that does it. Oh, well, we survived the double Nissa punt and ended up winning in the long run. So we got there. Not pretty, but we're back to 2-2 with our 4-color Super Friends deck. See if we can survive round 3 with no significant punts and get our treasure chest. Oh, well, what was my quote? I think it's in the quote box. Why win now when you can win eventually? Yeah, Deadlock Trap is super good. The card is very, very, very good in Standard. I'm surprised people don't play it more often, because I really think that card is very strong. Alright, last round of our league. Playing for the treasure chest in the 3-2. And, okay. I mean, we've got a couple Planeswalkers, including a 3-drop Planeswalker, which is nice. So, Canopy Vista, go. And then we got a Deadlock Trap to slow things down and hopefully Fumigate to clean things up. And it looks like we're finally playing a control match. So, we played a million green-black Delirium decks. I would think that having an overload of Planeswalkers will hopefully be good against a blue-white control deck. Hopefully we don't get negated here. That would be obnoxious. Let's just play a mountain and run this out there. Alright, no counter for Nissa. Make a plant token. Pass the turn. Yeah, we played, what, 3 green-black Delirium decks out of our 4 matches so far? Oh, like a lot of green-black Delirium. Now let's make a plant token. Play a forest. Play a Deadlock Trap. And pass the turn. So Deadlock Trap will give us a little protection from like an end-of-turn Avacyn, Spell Quellers, things like that. Torrential Gearhulks. So let's tick up Nissa. Play Canopy Vista. Play Gideon. See if this draws the counter out of our opponent's hand. Summary Dismissal. Alright. Pass the turn. Well, the good news is we're not very far away from ultimating Nissa. And ultimating Nissa is going to generate a ton of card advantage. So, make a plant token. Make a Deadlock Trap. Play Ether Hub. Pass the turn. So the only problem here is that our opponent could Summary Dismissal, and that would be a huge blowout. There's Anticipate. They could also Torrential Gearhulk if they have a land into Submarine Dismissal. So that's the main thing I'm worried about with ultimating this Nissa. Another Anticipate. Yeah, we've got a lot of plans. They're not doing much, but sooner or later our opponent's probably going to find a Wrath. There's a land. Opponent passes. Oh my goodness. I think this means we can't ultimate Nissa here. I think we got to keep plussing. So let's play a Deadlock Trap. Take up Nissa. Hey, what's up, Jor? Play a Forest. Pass the turn. Another Anticipate. At least now, if we try to ultimate our Nissa, we don't lose our Nissa and have nothing going on. At some point, our opponent's going to tap down for something. Or we're going to draw on non-lands. That could happen too. Take up Nissa. Play Game Trail. Tapped. Pass the turn. At some point, our opponent's going to have to do something. Opponent missed a land drop. Oh, goodness. So that's -2 Nissa. Attack with all of our plants tokens. Put our opponent to 14. Play Canopy Vista. Pass the turn. So if our opponent has to Wrath, that means that Summary Dismissal is offline and we get to ultimate, and that should win us the game. Alright, there it is. So there's Fumigate, that's fine. So we play Cinderglade, and we're just going to cash in this Nissa. Play another Nissa, I think. Actually, let's lead on Nahiri. Lead on Nahiri. Actually, let's think about this. We can Oath of Chandra to start dealing damage. That might be the way we win this game, actually. Then play a Nahiri. Take up Nahiri. Discarding a random land like Fortified Village. And then play a Chandra. I feel like we're in pretty good shape. Take up the Chandra. Look at look at this board. We have all the Deadlock Traps. Oh, so we get to start pinging our opponent. We'll discard Game Trail. I feel like we're in good shape, unless our opponent has like Quarantine Field would be annoying. Opponent passes. We get an Oath of Nissa. So let's loot with Nahiri, discard Forest. Take up Chandra. Well, let's Oath of Nissa first. Oath of Nissa finds us a Liliana. We'll take Liliana. Play a Liliana. See if our opponent ever tries to counter anything. I mean, it's possible that our opponent like Quarantine Field kills a bunch of our stuff. It's not likely, but it's possible. And then we'll play a Nissa. Here comes the counter. Maybe. Oh, well, tons of Planeswalkers are decent against control decks. Opponent goes Scatter to the Winds. So let's just kill their land. And we might as well run out another Deadlock Trap. Well, we have all 4 Deadlock Traps. Oh my goodness. 4 Deadlock Traps, 4 Planeswalkers. Feeling like we are in pretty good shape. Opponent passes. Another Oath of Chandra. Unfortunately, it's legendary. So let's tick up our Nahiri. Discard Fumigate. Tick up our Chandra. Put our opponent down to 12. Tick up our Liliana. Play Servant of the Conduit. Horribly awry. Okay. Play a mountain. Pass the turn. We have a Green Warden of Murasa to get with Nahiri. We might get it next turn to get back a Nissa. I didn't want to just give up the Nahiri, though. Alright, opponent has a Planeswalker of their own. Unlikely that we'll be able to play Momir tonight, because we've already gone... This league has ended up being super long, so it's looking like Thursday will hopefully be a Momir night this week, but going to be a little too late tonight, I think. There's a Gideon. That's a faster clock. I don't know why the card command isn't working. It should, as far as I know. So let's cast a Gideon. Well, we're going to side in even more Planeswalkers. Alright, summary dismissal. So let's Ultimate Nahiri. Get Green Warden. Green Warden gets back Nissa. Green Warden kills Dovinbon. Then we play a Nissa. Yes, I know, Mezuk, you are at the top of the list, so hold me to it. It's just not going to work tonight because it's going to be a lot later than normal. Usually we wrap up by about 10, and we're still going, and it's 10, so just going to be a little late tonight, I think. Pass the turn. So we get Green Warden back. It is kind of a nice synergy. I mean, it's not game-ending like Emrakul, but Green Warden, get haze, get something back, bounce back to your hand, get something back. It's pretty good. You spent the last hour installing an air conditioner. That sounds fun. I just had to take my air conditioner out recently. It's getting cold here in upstate New York. So does our order here matter? Let's tick up Nahiri. Discard Fumigate. Tick up Chandra. Might as well cast a tune with Ether. Why not? Get a Swamp. Tick up Liliana. So far, we've just been playing mono Planeswalkers. Also, lots of Deadlock Traps. Play a Forest. I don't even think we do anything else. I think we just pass for now. We're a turn away from ultimating Liliana, and that's a pretty guaranteed game ender. So if they can't kill Liliana this turn, that should do it. That's our way we win before we run out of cards. All the Harness Lightnings. Alright, so Ultimate Liliana. Really? Now you have it? Alright, there's a Torrential Gear Hulk. So I guess we're going to have to kill our opponent the old-fashioned way. So let's Green Warden of Marasa. Get back Liliana. Replay our Liliana. Take up Liliana on the Gearhulk. Take up our Nissa. Take up our Chandra. Play the Swamp. Pass the turn. Oh, did we use Nahiri? We may not have. We did not. Discard Oath of Chandra. Ooh. Alright, and play a Gideon. Well, this is a match where we have all the planes. We have all the Planeswalkers out. Okay, opponent's down to 6. I think we should be winning. Oh, alright. Fumigate, sure, that slows us down a little. Yeah, clicking an extra land's just easy on Magic Online. So it's kind of like, if you're not 100% sure, you don't remember, there's no downside really to doing it. Alright, so this slows us down a bit. Another Nissa, so let's see. Take up Chandra. We're also to Ultimate Chandra stage 2, which is pretty good. Cast the Oath of Nissa. The Warden can't get back itself, unfortunately. That would be sweet if it could. Get a Servant of the Conduit. Yeah, we're not going to deck. Take up Liliana. I know we have all of Jace's friends, but no Jace. Make a plant token. Attack with Gideon. We actually do want to kill our opponent one of these days. Our opponent's playing a lot of summary dismissals in the main deck. Vibelath, welcome to the Fishbowl, and thank you for your subscription. Yeah, we could have gotten it back with Liliana. That's true. Opponent kills our Gideon. Make another token. Take up. We have a Sorin somewhere. And pass the turn. Opponent's down to 14. Yeah, we've been sticking with the Fishbowl so long, so far at least. So let's take up Chandra. Opponent's down to 12. Take up Liliana. Oh my goodness, this game is going ridiculously long. Take up Nahiri. Discard Game Trail. Get another Nahiri. Let's put some counters on our tokens. Go attacking. Emulating Glare kills one of them. The Jank Bank. I like that too. Alright, play Servant of the Conduit. Horribly awry. Opponent's down to 2 cards. Play another Nahiri just to get the Oath trigger. You know that things are going awkwardly when you're playing Planeswalkers literally just to trigger Oath of Chandra. Opponent's down to 9. This game. Opponent passes. We're going to draw Sorin sooner or later. Probably off this Oath of Nissa. Oath of Nissa gets us Sorin. There's Sorin. So we get Sorin, put the rest on the bottom. Play Sorin. Take up Sorin. Opponent's down to 7. Attack with our plant token. Yeah, I'll be careful. Our opponent probably has the ability to counter our Chandra ultimate. Sorin can't go face, unfortunately. Blessed Alliance kills our plant. So make a plant token. The problem is if we ultimate Chandra, they're just going to Torrential Gear Hulk for summary dismissal, and then we're going to lose our Chandra and lose our path to victory. We should have a bunch of Gideons left in our deck as well. Let's run out this Servant of the Conduit. Get some energy. Well, we lose the ability to ultimate our Chandra. Oh, we have plenty of paths to victory. Alright, there's a Torrential Gear Hulk. So here's our path to victory. Our opponent's gonna fire off Torrential Gear Hulk for Anticipate. Opponent drops to 9. We tap down Torrential Gear Hulk. Opponent passes. So we tick up Liliana. Tick down Nissa. Go attacking with both of our creatures. Opponent takes it, drops to 5. Tick up Sorin. Put our opponent to 3. Playing Nissa. Opponent glimmers. So we are going to go for the empty library win by default. Alright, keep the Nissa. Tick up Chandra. Yes, we got it. Alright. Well, I think we got it. Our opponent's going to have to use their second summary dismissal. Oh, they're going to use Blessed Alliance? Alright. Opponent's just barely staying alive. Goes up to 7, down to 5. Down to 3. Because our opponent will counter it with summary dismissal. So we deadlock trap a Torrential Gear Hulk. We're to the point where we're going to be able to force our opponent's hand, though. It's taken a long time, but we got there. Opponent goes with Fumigate. Okay. So we ultimate Liliana. Ultimate Chandra. Cast Servant of the Conduit. 5 to our opponent. Harness Lightning. 5 to our opponent. Harness Lightning. 5 to our opponent. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This game. Oh Lord. It seems like every single game that we've won in this deck is we've had to play all the way through our entire deck. Oh, what's up, Cold Ward? Oh, what's up, Wedge? You're still hanging out? Oh my goodness. So we want all of our control stuff. Go down Fumigates. Go down Harness Lightnings. I kind of want to keep Oath of Chandra because it actually hurts our opponent. We just want to be able to slam threats every single... Yeah, that was game 1. Oh, this matchup. Every single game that we've won, we've been like under 10 cards in our library. Or at least it feels like it. We might have won like 1 or 2 quick ones, but it seems like every single matchup, we either lose or we play through our entire deck to win. Yeah, it's a fun deck. It's grindy. It's so grindy. Yeah, it is. It is exhausting. And you always got to be considering like stuff that you don't normally have to consider in games. For example, cards in your library. You got to be considering the time on the clock on Magic Online. So it stretches your brain in different ways. Most of the time, you don't have to think about cards in your library when you're playing Standard and Magic. You just kind of... yeah, Wedge had a spoiler video today, right, Wedge? For the big green indestructible trampling thing. Card is pretty sweet. Not my style. I'm not a big green trampling kind of guy, but I know people that really like that card. I watch basketball a bit because I have family members that are very into basketball, but I watch college more than I watch NBA. Syracuse Orange. What are we taking? Swamp, I guess? Yeah, let's take Swamp. The rest of our mana's looking pretty alright. Pass turn. So this is going to be kind of an F6 type of game, I think. Oath of Druids might be a better card, but the upside of yours was you got a new card, which is pretty sweet. Oath of Druids, people have already seen that before. Oath of Nissa for a Cinderglade, not great. Let's play the Swamp, pass the turn. Well, we're going to need to draw... Tireless Tracker would be good. Pretty much we got to fight through these counter spells somehow. Let's Servant of the Conduit. Opponent counters. Play Game Trail, tapped, pass the turn. Oh, what is the card? Wedge probably can tell you the name. I don't remember the name of it. It's a 8 mana, 8/8 trample indestructible. And whenever it attacks, target attacking creature gains trample and indestructible until end of turn, I believe is the name of it. Alright, well, let the slamming of Planeswalkers into counters begin. Nissa, Vital Force. Void Shattered. Void Shattered is annoying because it means we can't even get it back from the graveyard with Green Warden. Opponent plays a land. And passes. So let's Nissa. Scatter to the winds. Oh, our opponent has so many counter spells. It is really ridiculous. The good news is if we can just stick one threat, it should be able to win us the game. So let's Gideon. Is this the time we resolve a Planeswalker? Another scatter to the winds. Alright, play a mountain, pass the turn. Opponent's down to 2 cards. They've cast 4 counters so far. Alright, so Green Warden of Murasa. This is a little absurd. Our opponent's playing every bad counter in all of Magic. So Nahiri. Like, serious. They're playing counters I've never even seen before. If their last card is a counter, I'm gonna cry. Hey, it's a Planeswalker! We did it! We did it, boys and girls! They countered our first 6 Planeswalkers. And apparently they've run out of counters, which means they could very easily lose to the rest of our Planeswalkers. Opponent main phase Glimmers. Oh my goodness, this matchup. Take up our Liliana. Well, I guess we keep trying it. They probably found another counter, because why wouldn't they? Yeah, that's a Void Shatter. Pass the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 counter spells they've drawn. They're playing counter spells that no one plays because they're not very good. Unfortunately, we've kind of run out of action, and we've stopped drawing things, which is not good. Canopy Vista, go. A Tireless Tracker would be insane in this matchup. The other concern is our opponent's potentially going to be able to Summary Dismissal, our Liliana Ultimate. Yeah, I played Revolutionary Rebuff and immediately regretted it because it does not hit a lot of stuff you need it to hit. So, Deadlock Trap, number 2. Gets us some energy. Take up Liliana. Pass the turn. This might come down to it being a time game. Oh, I know. I would love to win. Well, our opponents use, like, every Glimmer in their deck. They've drawn 3 Glimmers and approximately 10 counter spells. I don't know how our opponent actually wins. We haven't seen any real signs of them having a way to win the game. So there's a chance we just play through our entire deck. This is Lost Panacea by, or Q Panacea by Lost Sundayers, something like that. People might go, some people at least. Opponent. Passes. We draw another forest. Let's take up Liliana. Pass the turn. Yeah, I mean, Gearhulks is a plan. Gonna actually put in a concerted effort to get ahead on time. Don't know if it'll work, but we're gonna try. Opponent cracks Bladed Cataract. Plays land. And passes. Well, that's Tireless Tracker. If this resolved, that would be awesome. Horribly awry for our opponent. Take up Liliana. Pass the turn. Our opponent is behind on cards, so if we go to decking, our opponent's going to run out of cards first. They got to run out of cards eventually. Did I see Sneaky Kiki Control? That doesn't sound familiar. I want to keep the pressure on with Liliana to be able to ultimate, because it's going to make our opponent play in an awkward way. Because our opponent basically has to leave up a way to deal with Liliana's ultimate forever, or they just lose. So now we're getting to the point where I will consider trying to tick down to get back Green Warden. Oh, Metallurgic Summonings for our opponent. Okay. Well, I guess that's a way to win the game. Well, this might be our chance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play Nahiri. Our opponent has literal negate, so they still have mana for Metallurgic Summonings. Or for Summary Dismissal. So let's tick down. Get back Green Warden. Play a Forest. Play Green Warden. This is starting to feel a little bit absurd. I've never seen a deck play this many counters. The problem with playing this strategy is if your opponent ever resolves anything, you just lose, which is what we saw from our opponent in Game 1 when we just played Anissa and they literally couldn't play Magic. So it's a very risky strategy. Yeah, Revolutionary Rebuff, I would say, is significantly worse than Mana Tithe. Alright, so we get a Servant of the Conduit. Gets us some energy. Take up Liliana. Pass the turn. Oh, we have not run very well this game either. It doesn't feel like. We've drawn, what, like 4 Planeswalkers? Well, I guess some are in exile, so. There's Torrential Gearhulk. 4 Glimmer of Genius. There's Glimmer of Genius. There's Anticipate. I think we're getting close to the scoop it up point. Alright, yeah, we're going to scoop it up. So, alright. We know what our opponent's up to now. I don't think it's a legitimate plan. Alright, we're on the play, which is good. Alright, we have a handful of action. Do we draw lands to cast it is a big, important question. Also, how many counters will our opponent have in their hand? Gideon, not a land. So, we have Planeswalkers across the color pie, but I'm not feeling good about where we're at. Okay, Canopy Vista. It gets us closer to trying to cast things. We really need an Oath of Nissa. We never would have been able to ultimate Liliana. That's the problem. So, Nissa gets countered, of course. Pass the turn, no land. Yeah, not having lands is very bad for us, especially since our opponent is drawing them. Tireless Tracker. Horribly Awry. Not one of the better counter spells, but some people try it. Opponent misses their land drop. We get a Fortified Village. Not a good land in this scenario. We really need an Oath of Nissa. Opponent's able to Glimmer. Well, he kept his hand because it was full of action. We know our opponent's going to counter every single spell we play, so our best bet for beating that is to have a lot of action. Gideon, what counter does this one bring out? Scatter to the winds. Our opponent can't be anything if it resolves. Our opponent's plan is to literally just counter every single spell anyone plays. Which means this deck doesn't have a good shot against a wide portion of the field, but if you're missing land drops and our opponent can sit on counters, it's probably pretty good in this matchup. So, Nahiri. We're a long ways away from casting 2 spells in a turn. Our opponent's going to anticipate first. I don't know if this means they're pretending like they're looking for an answer, or if they're really looking for an answer. They go with Summary Dismissal. Alright, play a land, pass the turn. Opponent passes. So, Nahiri. Opponent has a Void Shatter. Well, the problem is if we just pass every turn, then our opponent's just going to play card draw and get more counters. So there's not a real good way of doing it. Servant of the Conduit. Horribly Awry, alright. Chandra.
It's what the stealing is all about. It's shown itself in every meeting we've had. Even though
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's a frustrating deck to lose to because I know this deck is not good. Because if it was good, I would play it. But look at our opponent's hand. What happens when your opponent goes turn 1, Toolcraft Exemplar, turn 2, Smuggler's Copter, which you can't use your bad mana leak on. You just literally scoop up the game. It's just game over on turn 2. So you're going to lose like 75% of the time playing this deck, but our deck doesn't really have a way to punish them because our deck is slow as it is, and we don't really have the card advantage, so there's the Glimmer. So that's the reason we can't just sit on nothing, because our opponent will just keep improving their hand. Our deck has a shot in every matchup, so I think that that is a definition of good.
All of you go ahead and eat. I'm going to lie down.
It's just, it seems silly to intentionally give up on 75% or like half of, just go into half of your matchups knowing you can't win. So that's what I'm meaning. It's not that the deck is bad. It can obviously win some matchups, but it would just get countered. But it seems, I don't know why you would play this in something competitive, because I don't know how you can expect to win a lot of matchups with this deck. Alright, opponent plays Metallurgic Summonings. So we play a Nissa, which gets countered. Nissa resolves. Tireless Tracker. Opponent has Summary Dismissal. Make a token, pass the turn. Yeah, awakening a Needle Spires is pretty sweet. Alright, well, that was interesting. So, no treasure chest for us tonight. Why did I block? Because I'm scooping and the game's over? I don't know. It's just, the game, there's no winning from there. No chance of Momir tonight. We're already way late compared to how long the streams normally go. So, hopefully on Thursday, we'll have a chance for some Momir on Thursday. So, overall, we finished 2 and 3 with the deck, which is kind of disappointing. It was a very weird league. We played 3 matches against Green-Black Delirium, and then played Scoops to aggro 45 counterspell deck, and played something in the first round, which I don't remember. So I don't think it's very representative of how this deck would actually be. So I think that that's if you're interested in this deck, I would still give it a shot, because I think it's just this league doesn't really say much about how good the deck really is, because we just played very odd matchups. And that's one of the things with playing leagues, is you have a small sample size of only 5 games, so sometimes you run into 3 matchups in a row. That's actually why I don't record like Budget Magic and stuff in leagues, is because you run into those duplicate matchups sometimes. So anyway, quick reminders, MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube. That's where you can find all the old streams. So make sure to check that out if you're interested in rewatching any of the punts from this league, or our opponent casting counterspells for 20 turns in a row. This stream will be uploaded in a couple of days. Also, don't forget our sponsor, Wizardry Foundry. Make the sweet Grimoire deck boxes, so check them out. They make some really good high-end deck boxes. Coupon code MTGGoldfish1 can save you 10% off your next purchase. And we got new playmats, including the Pauper-inspired, Delver of Secrets-inspired playmat. So keep that in mind if you're looking for a new playmat. Check out the merch site. Gareth7, thank you for your subscription, and welcome to the Fishbowl. So Against Odds, coming out tomorrow, and then, yes, trying to type sponsor, always fun. So Against Odds is coming out tomorrow, and then we'll be back Thursday with another stream. So thanks for hanging out, everyone. It was fun. You guys are all awesome, and girls, so I will see you on Thursday, and I will talk to you soon.